So here are a few things that men deeply wish for and desire from women in sex. This is not an exhaustive list, it's just a few of the things that I heard most often in my consultancy from men. I didn't want to make a superficial video like how to give the best blowjob, although this may very well be one of the wishes that men will express. Nothing wrong with that, and by all means important for women to learn, as well as other skills. I teach all the applied skills as well in my courses, the YouTube teaches them, but I wanted to go deeper into what men desire and wish for you to create a more fulfilling sexual relationship and not just to give a better blowjob. Now, I'm not going to talk about all men in the world and what they want from women. It's impossible, of course. There are many men who have been hyperstimulated and corrupted by the current sex media. There are men who are wounded and in pain. There are men who are cynical, who don't care about women, who just want to use them. And what they wish for from women is not a happy place for women. Although I really hope that healing will happen there. I'm just talking about a normal, healthy relationship. It doesn't need to be perfect, everybody's got problems. But you care for each other, you want a good life together, and you want to know how to give back to your man in sex. So the very first thing that I would say that men really wish for in sex at the moment is that women give back more. I will say straight away, this does not apply to all relationships, and there are many relationships that are not in that place. In many places, the man definitely needs to give back a lot more. Or both people are really generously giving to each other. But if you can objectively assess that in your sex life, the man is the one who's always in the lead, always in control, always giving, always doing something to your body, not the same is happening back towards him, then the chances are that this is one of his greatest wishes and one of the ways to make him happier. When I say give back, I mean give back in every way that he is giving to you. Everything he's doing for your body in sex, you want to be doing for him, obviously with differences between male and female bodies, how that adjusts. The way he learns about your body, you want to learn about his body. The way he focuses on arousing you and giving you a nice experience and giving you love and giving you energy in sex. All the things that you want to do back for him as well. Now, why am I saying this? Am I stating the obvious? I need to say this because maybe the obvious is no longer seen as much at the moment. Well, traditionally, sex has been skewed towards the man doing things for the woman in sex. And there is this presumption that basically he is satisfied by satisfying the woman. There is also currently an ideology essentially spreading that women want to be feminine, they want to let go and let the man lead in sex, and that is their true nature. To be the receptive, the yielding, the surrendering, and the man, taking control in sex. If you're not careful, then you can interpret this as a very simplistic narrative, the masculine being the active and the giving, and the feminine being the passive and the receiving. And nobody asked men if they want to be these partners. And the truth is, when you ask a lot of men, you will find out that they feel they're supposed to do that, but it's not what they truly want. Your sex is supposed to be an absolutely equal, mutual dynamic. Not necessarily at the same time, could be at different times, but as a woman, you need to give back to your man all the same that you're receiving from him. So be aware of that your man needs to be nourished by you and given to by you, the same as you need from him. Now, granted, on my channel, you will see a lot of videos that are only for men, what to do with a woman, but that is only before a certain date, when this channel was a side project dedicated only to men about women. And then I joined it with my main work that has always been about men and women for the last 20 years. So all that older content for men about women was just a segment of my work dedicated completely to men for a certain time. The second thing that I hear very often, men want you to initiate more. Again, there will be a massive proportion of relationships when that is not true, and the woman is the one who is chasing the man essentially. When you initiate sex, it means so much for men. It's one of their greatest wishes. Because it shows that you're interested, it shows that you care, and it shows that you want him, and you're attracted to him, and you love him. And it shows that sex is important to you the same way that it is important to him. And what I always tell women in my consultancy about initiating is that it is great for you because there's often a related issue that, the man comes on maybe too often when you are not into it, you are not ready. And you initiating allows you to choose a good time that is good for you when you are in the mood. You can be set up for it internally. This is where it's actually really useful to take your arousal into your hands and to have a way to physically start sex that doesn't involve him turning you on, but you are turning on yourself as a woman through contact with him. The third thing that men deeply desire is that you are into it. He really wants you to feel that you are into it, that you are enjoying it, that you are loving it. This is one of the places where women go to sometimes when they try to perform for a man and do something correctly, technically, and they're stressed and anxious whether they're doing it correctly or they're just doing it because they feel they have to, there is an expectation. For a lot of men who really want to connect with you in sex, this is practically meaningless, even if it is physically pleasant or correct, and even it can be upsetting. If you're going to do something, enjoy it, enjoy how it feels for you, enjoy his body, love how his body feels to you. Imagine when a man is touching you, you really want to feel that he is enjoying and loving your body, right? That makes you feel connected, like you're really together. It is exactly the same for men. When you're really into what you are doing, there's a massive energetic effect on his sexual energy, and he just loves and enjoys feeling that from you as well. It is generally a big and challenging issue for women to be able to fully immerse yourself into sex and enjoy it completely, instead of being performative in it and in your head. So if you would like further help with this, then once again, I would recommend my holistic sex course, where I teach both men and women a new way of having sex. And particularly for women, the way they benefit from this course is because I teach how you can fully enjoy your sexual technique for him, and how you can fully connect generally in sex with your enjoyment, with your energy, with your body, and experience much more profound states of sexual energy that you've been looking for. So if that could be helpful, you can see the course via the link below the video. The fourth thing that men really desire, and they often will not voice it, is reassurance. They will find it difficult to acknowledge, but they do want this. We all feel vulnerable, we all feel fragile in sex. So he needs reassurance from you that what he is doing feels good. Verbally at certain points in sex, it's not a bad idea to reassure, but also importantly after sex, you can share just how amazing something in sex felt for you. Men also want to be reassured about their bodies. This is something that a lot of women have completely monopolized as their issue, but men want that too. Men want to feel desired, they want to feel sexy, they want you to tell him that you love his body, that his body is sexy. And the obvious part that so many men are insecure about so much, his penis. It would go a long way for you to reassure him that you love how it feels, you love how it looks, etc. The next thing that men deeply, deeply crave from women is communication. Just sharing how sex felt to you, what you liked in it, but also guiding during sex and saying what feels good and asking him to adjust something that will feel even better for you. Now, I know there's a whole spectrum of experiences that women have with that. You might, of course, be with a man who doesn't want to communicate, in which case this whole point is void. But with a man who does want to communicate, your reticence to talk is going to be excruciating. Men who really want to be with you, they really want to connect with you. They want to know your experience. Now, the next two very common wishes that men have are sort of the two that I don't support completely. It's not that I don't support them at all. I think there is a lot of validity there. But these are the two areas that I would also like men to reconsider a little bit for the men's benefit, for their greater experience, for their greater life and greater relationship with their women. So I really want you to understand very carefully what I'm saying here. So the first one is that your man would like you to be a little bit lighter and that you can just do something for pure fun or just have a fuck. Now, you know that on this channel, I try to shift the perspective on sex from it being just fun and entertainment to an experience of sex that is a really powerful, enriching energy in your life that really affects your quality of life and your well-being. That is an incredible experience of love and connection that really nourishes you as a person, as a couple as well. So this is my mission because I know that sex is that, and I know that you want that as well. Even so, as you also know, I totally support the notion that we can have a variety of different experiences in our sex life. And it's totally fine to also do something for fun, something adventurous, something just for the hell of it, and also just to have a quick fuck. As long as it is in perspective and the important needs are also nourished. So it's like a concept of healthy, balanced diet with some foods that are not particularly nourishing as well, but it's okay to have them because overall you have really good nutrition. Now, a lot of men at the moment are still falling short of that perspective. Sex is not so serious, generally has to be, more fun, more playful, because that's what sex is supposed to be. I do not think that that is what sex is supposed to be. So I would like men to reflect on that issue for themselves. for the men's benefit, for their greater experience, for their greater life and a greater relationship with their women. There are definitely a lot of relationships where that is in reverse, and the woman would like sex to be, lighter, more fun, more adventurous, and it's the man who is reticent to do so. But if in your relationship it is coming from you, then I would say there is definitely a potential to meet your man halfway. It is important that the true needs in sex are fulfilled, and that sex is not cheapened as just entertainment, and the greater power and potential of it is understood. But at the same time, it is okay to have days for everything. And of course, you as a woman most likely desire that too. I'm probably preaching to the converted here. Sex can be just fun, it can be just for the hell of it, it can be just a quick fuck. It is only malnourishing if it is like this most of the time. And the second wish that I only sort of half support is that men want women to be more up for trying things. Once again, there is a huge number of relationships where that is in reverse. But it is a pretty consistent wish that men can have for women in particular relationships. Now, the reason I only half support it is because, in theory, the wish is understandable. But the sexual environment has got so intense and so convoluted in this subject that it's pretty difficult for you to just be up for trying everything without being more discerning, of course. Male sexuality is generally a little bit more dispersive onto the variety of new experiences. Men will often try to find a solution to problems in a sex life by novelties and experimentation, new excitements. And of course, that doesn't work because it's the other foundation that needs to be worked on. But men will often kind of not have full sight of that. So there are a few bases from which it will be sort of a significant wish for a man that you try new things with him, that you're up for it. What he wants to see from you is enthusiasm, that you are, a partner in crime, essentially. And it is special to him to try these things with you. So seeing this as a form of connection with him in that compartment of, fun sex that I mentioned before can be helpful. But likewise, like I mentioned, this is one of those areas where I would like men to reflect a little bit deeper on this issue as well. Because sometimes there is over-reliance or over-focus on those experiences in sex. And I believe that men themselves need to lower a little bit the significance of them and to enhance other aspects of sex that are going to be much more fulfilling for them. So this one is slightly of a complex issue. I hope this helps you. And look, some of these things you can do right now today. Even just a couple of them are going to make him really happy. So go ahead and enjoy each other.